Welcome to the Illinois Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Anna and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping announcements. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. Use the Q&A on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Illinois. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, University of San Diego. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Jackie Burkett. I'm a senior admission counselor. I'm also a very proud alumna of the class of 2011. So the University of San Diego is a private Catholic university. We were founded in 1949 by the Diocese of San Diego and the Sisters of the Sacred Heart. We started off as the San Diego College for Men, San Diego College for Women, and in '72, we combined to be what is now USD. One of our founders, Mother Rosalie Hill, really believed in beauty, truth, and goodness, and that still runs with us today as we are the number 6 most beautiful campus in the nation, thanks to the Princeton Review. But we do have about 5,500 undergraduates, about 2,600 grad and law students. 48% of our students come from out of state, about 7% are international, so that does leave the rest Californians. 41% of our students identify as being students of color, and only 40% of our students identify as being Catholic. So we have students coming from all across the globe, all different walks of life, and that is something that we celebrate on our campus. We have our Center for Inclusion and Diversity, as well as the Commons, which houses our LGBTQ and Allies Commons, our Women's Commons, our Black Student Resource Commons, and our United Front Multicultural Commons, which houses 33 different multicultural clubs and organizations. So lots of opportunities to grow within your own culture and learn about others while you're here. And of course, the whole purpose of going off to college is to receive an education, and we believe in the liberal arts. So you're not just going to be studying courses within your major, but courses within everything else as well. We do have 41 different majors to choose from, about 56 different minors. We have an awesome School of Business, definitely has a great reputation. We have a School of Engineering that's only 8 years old, and it's already 13th in the nation for undergraduate engineering programs. And of course, we have our College of Arts and Sciences, which houses some popular majors like biology, psychology, communication studies, and political science. And I love the small class sizes at USD. Our average class size is only 21 students, and we cap our classes at 40. But our students are involved outside the classroom as well. We have over 180 different clubs and organizations to get involved in, everything from our accounting society to our skydiving club. We're also home to 17 NCAA Division I sports. We play in the West Coast Conference, except for football. We're 1AA, we play in the Pioneer League. And of course, living in San Diego has a lot to do with what our students do outside the classroom. We're just 15 minutes north of downtown, 15 minutes south of La Jolla, 10 minutes away from the beaches. So our students enjoy taking full advantage of America's finest city. One thing that makes USD unique is that we are one of only 42 changemaker campuses in the world, designated because of what we do outside the classroom. Our Torero community is committed to social justice, social innovation, entrepreneurship, sustainability, and global citizenship as well. So we're also consistently ranked top 10 in the nation for our study abroad participation rate. Over 80 different programs, 30 different countries, 6 different continents. So you name it, we go there. Well, that was definitely just a little appetizer about USD. I encourage you to reach out to me as I am your admission counselor. Again, my name's Jackie Burkett. My information is up on the screen. I look forward to connecting with you all later and having you all learn a little bit more about USD. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from San Diego State University.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Adriana Ramirez. I am the Senior Admissions Counselor at San Diego State University. So we are another beautiful university located in beautiful, sunny San Diego. San Diego is the second largest city in California. So just as my colleague mentioned earlier, we are very centrally located in the city as well. We're actually not too far from USD. 10 minutes away from the nearest beach, 15 minutes away from downtown, 15 minutes away from La Jolla. What's really great about San Diego is, especially with San Diego State's campus where we're located, is you could be hiking in the morning, come back to campus, be in the beach afternoon, come back to campus and head to a Padre game all in one day, which is great. Now, we are actually at this time one of the only universities with a public transportation system on campus. So you see the picture of our trolley stop here. This does make it very convenient for students to get on and off campus. Now, we do love making an impact nationwide. We are #1 in the state of California, #5 in the nation for our study abroad programs and the number of students we send studying abroad. We have over 600 programs that students participate in. We go to about 70 different countries. Now, we are a big school. We have over 34,000 students total. A little under 30,000 of those students are undergraduate. Average student to teacher ratio is 28:1. And my favorite fact about SDSU is we are top 35 nationwide for our ethnic diversity on campus. We are diverse within our student population as well within our faculty and staff. We love promoting student success. You heard me mention our study abroad programs. We have our career services department on campus. We are an undergraduate research institution, which does create a lot of hands-on learning opportunities and a lot of internship and job opportunities for our students. We have over 90 undergraduate degree programs to choose from. Nursing is our most competitive major. Other majors we are known for are that are popular at SDSU: business, engineering, political science, psychology, our biology and chemistry programs as well. If you have no idea what you want to major in at the time of applying, we have an undeclared major that you can list on your application as well. Now, some important dates. We are a California State University school, a part of the California State University system. So you will not find us on the Common App. You will find us on the calstate.edu/apply. And our application does go live October 1st through November 30th. Admission decisions will be released in March. And then of course, May 1st is the national intent to enroll deadline. Now, for freshmen applying for the fall 2022 term, we will continue to be in alignment with the California State University system, and we will not require or consider the SAT or ACT as a part of the application process. What we do look at is what we call your A through G course subjects. We consider your 10th, 11th, and 12th grades when we calculate your GPA. We look at your freshman year as a transitional year. We will weight it up to 8 semesters. So if you've taken any honors, AP, dual enrollment, or IB courses, we will award you extra points onto your GPA for that. Now, of course, we recommend that you do maintain your overall grade point average through your senior year. And we do not ask for your official transcripts when we review your application. All of your grades are self-reported. So the best recommendation I could give you is have a copy of your transcript out when you are completing the application. And of course, reach out to our office if you need help with that as well. So student involvement, we have over 350 student organizations on campus, 46 fraternities and sororities on campus, so academic and social. We have our associated student government that you can take a part of. You can be a part of one of these. You can be a part of all 3. That's the great thing about attending SDSU is there's so many different ways to get involved. We also have our Aztec mentoring program, our Arts of Life program, our Mission Bay Aquatic Center, which is about 10 minutes away from campus. Yes, you can take paddleboard, yoga, or surfing, or sailing, or wakeboarding as a credit. We have our Aztec Recreation Center and our state-of-the-art Aquaplex as well that are on campus for our students. That is free for students to attend. And then of course, our residential halls. All of our non-local freshmen are guaranteed housing and required to live on campus for the first 2 years. We have amazing residential halls on campus for our students, along with affordable and convenient meal plans. We have over 30 different dining locations on campus, so I promise you will not go hungry. And fun fact, we have a Trader Joe's on campus. You can't use your meal plan there, but our students love shopping at Trader Joe's, which is great. And then sports, we love our sports. If you caught our football game, we beat University of Utah in overtime this past weekend. So we love our sports. As an admitted student, you do have free tickets to our home games. And then maybe if you want to get involved in play sports, we also have our intramural and club sports listed on this slide as well. So if you would like to get in touch with our admissions office, we are as well hosting in-person campus tours and also virtual campus tours. This is our contact information. I will go ahead and turn it over to our facilitator. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Washington State University.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm assuming that we can see my screen here, but you can't, let me know. Welcome. I'm excited to have you all, and I'll be the first one that goes after a non-San Diego based school. I'm excited. We'll start with the all-important question of where is Pullman located? And actually, I should start with, my name is Micah DeMarco, and I'm not your admissions counselor, but your admissions counselor just had a baby, so I get to step in and help you all learn a little bit about WSU. So thanks for having me. Pullman is where we're located. We're on the eastern side of Washington. So a lot of times when folks think of the state, they think of Seattle and rainy and cold, and all of that's true, but just not for us. So Eastern Washington, right on the border of Idaho. We're in a true college town. The city of Pullman is 2/3 college students. My favorite statistic here is that means when school is in session, the average age is 22.1 years old, so incredibly young. Because we're a college town, everybody moves to Pullman for the first time together. And so it makes the community really strong. It also makes us incredibly safe. We are the safest school in the state of Washington. We're the safest in the Pac-12 and will be one of the safest in the country. So something I loved about being a student at WSU. Unlike our last presenter, I can't brag about our most recent football game because we lost it horribly, but we have a lot of fun at football games. On the screen here, you can see a little bit of what we've got to do on campus. We're a Pac-12 Division I school for sports, so athletics will be big. All of the rest of these things up here are important to know, but what I like to point out is because we're a college town, WSU places an especially large emphasis on this, on the involvement piece. Everyone's new to Pullman, everyone needs to get involved right away, and so we'll place a lot of emphasis on getting students plugged in right away. Due to that fact, we're one of 3 schools in the country that has an increasing number of students involved in Greek life. So fraternities and sororities will be about 25 to 30% of our student body any given year. Academics, over 200 fields of study. Some of our biggest will be business, communication, and engineering. We do have our own vet school, med school, nursing school, and pharmacy school. So pre-health is fairly large too. We are one of the schools that does not admit based off of major. So nationally speaking, about 2/3 of students switch their major. We'll let you do the same. So if you come to us today thinking business, tomorrow music, the next day engineering, not a problem. You can move around as much as you need or want to. Application process is super simple. For those of you who are seniors, the app is open now. You submit your high school transcripts directly into the application. There's a $70 application fee, and that's it. WSU does not use SAT or ACT. We don't use letters of recommendation, essays, personal statements, just those transcripts. We're making sure you've taken, kind of the same classes that everyone's looking for: English, math, science. We're looking just like everyone else at the strength of your coursework, your grade trends, etc. And everything else you can read up here. The kind of fun one, especially for you seniors to know, is those of you with an unweighted GPA of a 3.6 or above will be admitted automatically to the university. So as long as you've taken the correct courses, you'll be good to go. Here's a little bit of a cost. Take a quick picture or rewind this Zoom once you get the link and check it out. What I do want to talk about a little bit, just super briefly, are our scholarships for out-of-state students. These are awarded automatically to those that qualify. So those of you with a 3 to a 3.39 could receive $7,000 per year for 4 years off of your tuition. So that's 7 times 4. We also have the Distinguished Cougar Award, and that's for those of you with a 3.4 unweighted GPA or higher. You would get $11,000 per year off of your tuition. If we were to flip back, that makes the out-of-state cost a lot more reasonable, brings it a lot closer to what an in-state student is paying. So kind of a cool way to make an out-of-state institution a bit more affordable. And then everything is due to us in January. We have our own application. We're not on the Common App. Every school does it differently, right? We all like to make it complicated. But everything's due to us by January 31. And then we also use the national confirmation deadline of May 1. That's when you have to tell us yes or no by. Finally, here's all my contact information until Kim, your admissions counselor, is back. I'm a good person to know with WSU because I went here and I still work here. So I also love living in Pullman. So thanks for being here, and I'll pass it back to our facilitator.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Reed College.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can see my shared screen. Can everyone see that?
Yes, looks good.
Awesome. Good. Okay, well, my name is Gabri and I'm an admission counselor here at Reed College. I'm also a Reed alum and I'm here to chat with you guys a bit about our school. So Reed is a small private liberal arts college located in Portland, Oregon. We're actually in Portland proper, so we're within the city limits. And we're only about a 15-minute bus ride to downtown and some of the most popular neighborhoods of Portland. Where Reed is actually located in Portland is the southeast quadrant. We're in a pretty residential and quiet area, so there's lots of houses and actually a rhododendron garden across the street. So you've got the little nice quiet area and the ease of kind of getting into the more hustling, bustling center of the city. Something that's really important to us here at Reed is community. And community is often built on campus through our over 90 student clubs on campus. And that's a great way for you to get involved with the community, make friends, and also meet people with similar interests. We generally have about 1,500 students on campus, and we have students from all 50 states. And actually, we have 44 different countries represented on campus as well. So we have a great geographic diversity on campus for a relatively small school. You might be wondering, why do people choose Reed? And people often choose Reed because they love to learn. You come to Reed and you are taught how to ask tough questions and challenge ideas. And you're definitely getting a front row seat in your education. Most of our classes are taught in constant style classes. So that means you are sitting at a table with your classmates and professor, having a conversation and really working to unpack the content of that day. You don't call your professor or doctor here. We keep it very casual, and you just call them by their first name. Generally, our average class size is around 17 students, and that comes out to about a 9-to-1 or 10-to-1 student faculty ratio. So your professors are really going to know you. They're going to know your name, know a bit about you, and just really care about you. So we're really just kind of working to remove any barriers to like the classroom, just really focusing on the learning here. Some other cool things you might want to know is we have a nuclear reactor on campus. You might be wondering like, oh my goodness, why? The answer is why not? But in all seriousness, it is only powerful enough to run a microwave, but it is this awesome opportunity for students to get involved with that. We have students from all disciplines involved. We've had political science and history majors being the managers, so you definitely don't have to be a STEM major to work in the nuclear reactor. We also have a fantastic study abroad program. We have about 55 different programs, and it's really this awesome way for you to get a global perspective on your area of study. For financial aid, we meet 100% of demonstrated need, and that is for all domestic, international transfer first year. We are committing to make college really affordable for you. Majority of Reed grants is majority of our financial aid package is Reed grants. That's free money. You don't need to pay it back. And Reed actually has the lowest loan debt out of any school in the Pacific Northwest for students, because we really want to make college as affordable as possible for you. Some other good things to know is that it is free to apply. There is no application fee, and we are test blind. So that means you don't need to send us your SAT or ACT scores. They will have no impact on your admission decision whatsoever. That is really all the information I have to share with you guys. It's been really nice to chat, and I'll put all of my contact info in the chat below. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Pacific University, Oregon.
Perfect. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Derek Nagley, and I'm your admissions counselor here at Pacific University. So I can tell you a little bit about our amazing school and what we have to offer. Now, we're just going to move a little bit more west from Reed, where you just heard about. We're also in the Portland metro area. We're just a little bit further out towards the coast. So Pacific's a full liberal arts university. We offer over 75 different majors, minors, and programs, and we're located in this amazing little town called Forest Grove. And in fact, from our campus, you can be on a hike within 2 minutes. That's the view behind me. So you're able to be out in the Pacific Northwest, exploring the mountains, the trees, being able to be on the Oregon coast in under an hour, 30 minutes to downtown, whether that's driving or on mass transportation. And you're able to fly into the Portland International Airport and then be able to get out to our campus all on mass transportation. So we're really centrally located to a lot of different things that you're going to want to experience when you're out here in Oregon. And the school itself, when you apply, you're applying to Pacific, not to a specific program or a specific major, but you're applying to Pacific and all of those 75 different majors, minors, and programs we have to offer. The whole idea at Pacific is that we want you to be able to study what you're interested in and maybe be able to change your mind, but still be able to get in and out of Pacific in those 4 years. And at Pacific, we treat all of our students as if they're coming to an honors college. There's no extra application for that, but that all of our students, those 1,900 undergraduates, are able to be in small classes. With an average class size of only about 19 students, you're going to know your professors' names and they're going to know where you're from. And at Pacific, every single class is taught by professors. There's no TAs doing any teaching at Pacific, whether that's an intro biology class or an upper division creative writing class. We want you to be able to have that interaction and know the professors so they can get to know you as well. We also want to give all of our students that 4-year guarantee. No 5th years, 6 years, or victory laps, but you get to come to Pacific, get a 4-year education, and take that next step right away. And while you're here at Pacific studying whatever it is that you're focused in, we want you to build not just the classroom work, but also the idea that you're working in your major as early as your freshman year. In fact, we start research, job shadowing internships at the top private research university in the Pacific Northwest your freshman year. That means actually being in a classroom teaching, doing research with a professor, or working at somewhere like Nike that first year so that you can build up not just your classroom, but that resume that's going to back it up. So that when you graduate from Pacific, 93% of our graduates are into graduate school, into a job, or working in the workforce right out of graduation. That idea that you're not just studying, but that you're actually working towards a career when you graduate from Pacific, or continuing on in one of our 30 graduate programs. Now, the programs we're best known for are the health professions, creative writing, education, and our nationally and regionally ranked business program. So you are going to find a little bit of everything while you're here, no matter what you decide to focus in on. And at the same time, we want you to have an outlet. We want you to have fun while you're here. So we encourage all of our students to be active, whether that's in their specific academic interest, or building on that by joining some of our 70 different clubs and organizations like student government, all the way over to our Hawaii club that puts on the largest student-run luau anywhere in the mainland US, or maybe joining one of our musical groups on campus, theater or dance as well, or participating in our 24 varsity NCAA Division III sports, 20 intramural or 10 club sports. You're going to find those other groups who have that passion for what you're interested in, and you get to build on that while you're at Pacific. And that applies not just to the clubs and organizations, but your education. We want you to take it outside of the classroom. Whether that means getting involved with outdoor leadership through the Outdoor Pursuits Office and learning how to lead kayaking trips onto the Oregon coast, climb Mount Hood, study abroad in 27 sites around the world, or give back through community service. And as one of the presidential lists of community service colleges, we're very, very proud of the amount that our students give back both locally and nationally and internationally as they do through their classes, and taking those skills they're learning in the classroom into the real world, building on that, and being able to help solve some problems in the real world. Again, not just teaching in the classroom, but being able to build up that resume for once you graduate. And at Pacific, we are on the Common application, so we're completely free, and you're going to be able to apply through there by November 1st. We have an early action deadline. But as I mentioned earlier, at Pacific, you're applying to Pacific, not to a specific program. There's no in-state or out-of-state application. There's no in-state or out-of-state tuition. You're applying to Pacific no matter where you're coming from, because in fact, half of our students come from outside of the state of Oregon. So we're going to be working with you to have the same opportunities as those students coming from closer by. And at Pacific, you're going to have the opportunity for academic merit scholarships based on that academic portfolio. That's going to include things like your grades, the essay you write, all those type of classes you've been taking, and your test scores if you want to include them. We are test optional. My rule of thumb is if you're happy with your test scores, send them in. If you aren't, it's not going to hurt to not send in your test scores, and you're not going to be taken down in a scholarship level based on those test scores. We also offer opportunities for things like music, dance, theater, speech and debate, mathematics and robotics, and special interest and talent awards. And for those of you who are seniors and want to explore a little bit more at Pacific, you can do one of our virtual or in-person senior preview scholarship days and earn a $1,000 scholarship just by learning more about Pacific. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm your admissions counselor here at Pacific. I'll put my contact information into the chat, but you can always just scan the QR code. And what that means here is I'm the person on the other end who's going to be reviewing your application. So reach out with lots of questions. I'd love to talk to you more about becoming a boxer. And I really appreciate all of you taking a little bit of your evening to listen and learn a little bit about Pacific. So have a great evening and thank you all.
Thank you. Lastly, we'll be hearing from the University of Oregon.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sarah Goldman, and I am your Chicago-based counselor with the University of Oregon. So to get started, a lot of us have talked about where we're located, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So we are in the beautiful city of Eugene, just about 2 hours south of Portland, right about an hour from the Pacific Ocean and about an hour from the Cascade Mountains in a really, really beautiful part of the state. We are the second largest city in the state of Oregon, and there's a lot going on in town, in around Eugene, and there's just a lot of fun to be had in the area. It is ranked as a #1 green city based on qualities of recycling, bike transportation, air quality. It is an incredibly bike-friendly campus and bike-friendly city. And we also offer free public transportation for all UO students. So it's really easy to get around both on campus and in the city of Eugene. We have about 750 students coming from the Midwest, the vast majority of whom come from the Chicagoland area. So you will see lots of students from Illinois on campus, which is nice. And then it's easy to get there. So right from Chicago, there are one-stop flights, other area airports on Alaska, American, Delta, and United. We have just about 19,000 undergraduate students. So while we are a Tier 1 national research university and the public flagship for the state of Oregon, we are a smaller school, just about 19,000 undergraduate students and 4,000 graduate students. So we have all of the resources that come with a national research university, but those smaller class sizes, those opportunities to really get to know your faculty members. We also have awesome geographic diversity. We have students coming from all 50 states and just about 100 different countries. So every single class, you're going to have students who look like you and students who don't, faculty who look like you and faculty who don't, and folks really from all over the globe. We have 9 different schools and colleges at the University of Oregon, our largest being the College of Arts and Sciences, where you're going to find majors like biology, history, theater, chemistry, things like that. And then we have professional schools like our College of Business, where you can seek a 5-year direct entry MBA. We have our College of Design, where you'll find our architecture programs, our College of Education, which also offers a 5-year master's track. We have our School of Journalism and Communications. We have our School of Music and Dance, which functions like a conservatory, but still gives you that well-rounded liberal arts experience. And then we have our graduate school and our School of Law. And then we also offer our Clark Honors College, which is one of the top 10 public honors colleges in the country. It is a great fit for those students who have maybe pursued many honors courses or AP courses, who like that little bit smaller class sizes, who again, really want to work closely with their faculty members. When we're looking at your application, first and foremost, we're going to take a look at that transcript. We're going to look at that GPA, but a GPA is just a number. So we want to know how you got there. That grade trend, are your grades kind of doing one of those, like my high school grades certainly did, or are they kind of doing a little bit of that? We want to talk about how you got to where you are. We look at your academic courses, how you've chosen to challenge yourself in high school, and then that senior year schedule is going to play a major role into our decision. After that, we take a look at how you've occupied your time outside the classroom. What are you passionate about? What do you love? Do you volunteer a lot? Have you been super involved in your high school? Are you the student that had to go home every day after school and care for younger siblings or a family member? We want to know these things because that's an important thing when we're looking at your application. We are permanently and proudly test optional. So you are welcome to send your ACT or SAT scores. They are not required for your application whatsoever. We are actually test blind for scholarship. So even if you do end up submitting your test scores, we will ignore them totally when we consider your academic scholarship. So keep that in mind. And then that personal statement or other essay. Please don't stress about that essay. You're going to do a great job, and I'm going to be excited to read it and get to know you a little bit better. Why are students choosing the University of Oregon? As I previously mentioned, we are a Tier 1 national research university with that smaller class size. So just about a 16-to-1 student to teacher ratio. About 3/4 of our students are actively engaged in research, every single year, including our freshman year students. We are very passionate about research opportunities at the UL. Again, I mentioned our Clark Honors College. We also have 48 different departments with honors programs, in addition to our Latin honors program. So folks who are interested in graduating cum laude or summa cum laude, you can absolutely do that here at the University of Oregon. We have 19 different ranked programs, and then just about a quarter of our students are studying abroad every single year in one of our over 300 different programs, which currently take place in about 80 different countries. We also have a wonderful NCAA Division I athletic program, Go Ducks. It is a great place to be a fan. Oh, my son is just waking up from a nap. He says hello. And again, University of Oregon, there's just a lot going on. Again, my name is Sarah Goldman. That is my contact information. So if you have additional questions or want to set up a time for a one-on-one interview and we can talk a little bit more about what you've got going on in high school or what we have going on at the University of Oregon, please reach out. If you scan that QR code, that is the best opportunity to find out what we have going on in terms of virtual programming or in-person events on our campus.
Thank you. So I just want to take this time to invite all of the reps to come back on and do a quick round of Q&A. We have quite a bit of time left. So in the same order you presented in, starting with the University of San Diego, I'll just ask you all first to share what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Definitely look at all different types of colleges. Look at big, small, private, religious, non-religious. You never know what you're going to find, and you'll find aspects of each different university that you like. And then hopefully you find a university that has more of those aspects, more of the pros than the cons. But that's definitely my suggestion.
I would have to say, ask questions. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you navigate the college process. Every college is different with what we offer. And also don't wait till the last minute. We are all on different application forms. We have different deadlines. So it kind of goes into asking the questions and just making sure you're on top of different deadlines. The last thing we want to do is, make sure that you miss the deadline. So that is our job. We're here to help you. We're here to make you be more successful. So make sure you utilize every single admissions counselor with every single school that you are interested in.
Mine will be very practical, and it's read your email. I cannot send you information with telepathy or just through the airwaves. So you've got to read your email, and every school uses email, and we try to use other means, but no one reads them. So just read your email, and then we can hopefully give you all of the great information that everyone else is going to talk about. It'll be via email.
My advice is to honestly just write out a list, and that has like all the schools, the basic stats of those schools, all the deadlines. And then also just don't be scared to reach out and ask us any questions. My job title is admission counselor, and so I'm here to kind of help and counsel you in any way that I can. So yeah.
And I always like to tell students to not just focus on one word. So colleges have this really annoying habit where we will rename anything we possibly can just so we sound unique, whether it's a degree or a club or a group on campus, or we'll abbreviate it, which is even worse. So as you're doing your college search, don't focus on just one word for that major. Even just go into Google and type in, okay, what else is this major called? Or what else is this club called? Because you're going to miss out on opportunities just by picking on that one specific thing that you've heard it called, or maybe you heard it called in the past. Don't just focus on that, but kind of expand it out a little bit.
My piece of advice is, I hate to say it, but the college application process is actually the easy part. It's kind of like getting a driver's license. You do the work, you fill out the paperwork, maybe you take a test, right? And then you get your license and you're done. You forever have your license. The college applications process is exactly the same thing. You write your essay, you write out the thing, you send it in, and then you're done. And then you can sit back and relax, and you're going to get that huge stack of acceptance letters. And then the hard part is finding out which school is the best fit for you. So don't lose sight of that. Seniors, I'm really talking to you right now. If you're stressed out with all of this paperwork that you have to do, remember this part, you're going to get through it, and then you're going to have the entire spring to decide what school is worthy of your time.
Great, thank you all. We'll just keep going with Q&A since we have enough time. So what's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
Oh my gosh, I guess the one thing I would want students to remember about USD is our changemaker identity and the fact that we really want to empower students to make change. And that's definitely core to who we are as a university.
Well, that's a hard question. I would want students to remember and know, when you're at SDSU, there's so many things to be involved in. We're not just a school with Greek life. We're not just a school with sports, with clubs or organizations, however many words you want to say what we have. We try to offer everything for students, which is kind of also a recommendation. Students, whatever school you choose to, get involved. That's the best way you're going to make change, no matter where you're at.
I'll say that the one thing to remember about us is that piece about being a true college town really makes the college experience unique. I think everyone goes to college for a lot of different reasons, but a lot of people go to kind of reinvent themselves. And there's no better way to do that when everybody is new to this city. When everybody's moving there for the first time together, makes it a really unique experience. And so everyone kind of gets to go through that process of finding themselves together, especially at WSU.
I would say that just the level of creative freedom you can find at Reed. Here, you're really taking a front row seat to your education. You're the one getting to lead the classroom conversations. You're getting to decide, what you're writing your essay on or what you're doing that project on. And so you can really shape and mold your education here to, whatever you want that to look like.
And I think the one thing for Pacific I'd like you to remember is just the idea that when you come here, you aren't just picking one thing. You're going to have that major, but we also want you to be like most of our other students who are involved in like 3 or 4 other clubs, and that you get to mix and match that at Pacific. And it's not here just to be an athlete or just to do the major, but you get to actually do both of those and maybe join the choir while you're at it.
And I'm going to give you a fun one. I want you to remember that here at the University of Oregon, we have the cutest mascot in all of college sports with the Oregon Duck, who is based on Donald Duck.
And then lastly, I'll just ask everyone, what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
That private education isn't affordable. There's a lot of scholarships, there's a lot of financial aid. Don't let someone's tuition number deter you from applying. Apply, and then let's try to figure it out. So I would like to debunk that myth.
Mine's going to be pretty basic. We look at your senior grades, all schools here that are on this panel. So just because you've gotten in somewhere doesn't mean that that's a shoe, and you want to maintain your eligibility. So if you decide to get senioritis, don't, because all of these schools here and many more, we will ask for that report card. So maintain that GPA so you can maintain your admission eligibility to whatever school you decide to go to.
I'll say that the process can be overwhelming, like everyone said, but every school has purposely put someone in your corner. And for our schools, it's those of us here. So every school that you look at has somebody like us who is paid to be a smiling face, whether that's via email or phone or a 6x6 presentation. So reach out to us and use us to your advantage, because that's what we get paid the medium bucks to do.
I think one thing, oh, sorry, go ahead, Reed. I skipped you.
No problem. I would really like to just second what Jackie said. Private liberal arts education can be super affordable. And I'd also like to add on one more thing. We're not looking for like the quirkiest or most out there application. All we really want and can ask is that you are genuine and, are true to yourself in the application.
And continuing on the application theme, I think one thing that students kind of get hung up on a lot is that idea that everything in your application all has to be in on the exact same day in like one packet. Colleges are pretty tech savvy now. You can hit submit on your application, then a few days later, your transcript will come in, then your test scores if you need those. So don't wait for everything to be ready all at once. If you've got your application ready and you're proud of it, hit submit. And then follow up with those other pieces. You heard it mentioned earlier, we're gonna reach out. If something's missing, we don't go, well, no application. We're gonna start emailing you, hey, can you get this in right away? So use that to your advantage to not have to worry and wait and get stuck in the process.
And I will say that when I was applying to colleges, I really got stuck in my own head thinking if I used a comma incorrectly, they would deny me. If I asked for a letter of recommendation from a math teacher instead of a science teacher, they would deny me. But the older I got, when I'm going through college and now working in higher education, I realized that admissions officers are not looking for reasons to deny you. They are always, always looking for reasons to admit you. We are excited that you're looking at our colleges and universities. We want to help you through that process.
Thank you all for sharing, and thank you everyone for joining us. When you go to close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. And you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at triscan.com/Illinois. So thank you everyone. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye.